Coffee for Courage. Hello, it's a stay-at-home reader. I have forgotten to do one of the most basic videos that booktubers tend to do, which is the Booktube Newbie Tag, and so that is what I'm going to be doing today. Better late than never. And so this is going to be a pretty short and easy little video to watch through, to go through, and I have the little questions on my phone here like usual. At first I thought there were 7, but it turns out it's about 11 questions, but they're pretty simple, so we'll just get into it. First of all, coffee of the day. I've already had one of these big bad boys. I might have this one too, even though it's my last one, because it's just one of those days, you know. Anyways, keep the shirt first. Nightmare Before Christmas, if you didn't know. If you didn't. Anyways, the first question is, why did you start this channel? And I started this channel because my husband, he thought that it would be good for my anxiety first of all, and that it would be good for me to reach out and talk about books, because I try to talk to him about books all the time and he's not a reader. So it was like this big community that I could be a part of. I started going on my favorite booktubers Patreons, and I realized that there's so many readers out there, and that just made me want to get a booktube even more so I could interact with those readers on my own. And I love hearing back from you guys, comments, messages saying that I inspired you somehow, even though I'm a really small bit of the booktube community. So it warmed my heart to hear those things, and I've made so many new bookish friends this way, and I think I'm going to continue doing it whether I get likes or views or subscribers or whatever, because it just helps me, and it seems like it helps you guys. So that's why I started this channel. The second question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? And that's a really great question, even though I don't know the answer. Hopefully that'll be brought to light in my mind as I go through having a booktube, like later on, because it has taken people years to get their certain aesthetic down pat on booktube. So I think it'll just come to light later on. But it seems like my thing is gonna be books, thriller, horrors, mostly coffee, and we'll just see what else is available to me out there, because most people have been doing this for so long that is there anything really new and unique that I can bring to it? I hope so, but we'll see. Question number 3, what are you most excited for about this new channel? And that's continuing to grow, continuing to get amazing recommendations from everybody, continuing to get more friends that I can talk to about books is one of the high things, and just making people's day, because I know that my favorite booktubers make my days sometimes. So that's what I hope to do for some of you, and hopefully I do that. Question 4, why do you love reading? And I love reading because most people will say this, because it's a very generalized answer that readers give to this question, is because it's a form of escape. And when life is hard, you just want to go into another world, or if you're stressed, and sometimes you just want that little burst of creativity for production throughout the day. Reading just helps with so many things, and you can keep these stories with you forever. Like, they're always going to be in your mind after you read them, unless you didn't like them or they weren't that memorable to you. But yeah, your favorites will always be with you, and that's just something that's amazing, that someone can turn words that they thought into actual literature, and people can take it with them for the rest of their lives, and that's just amazing to me. Anyways, number 5, what book or series got you into reading? I have so many nostalgic childhood favorite reads that I'm gonna do a video on later on, so I don't want to go too much into this, but I have been reading since I was a child, and then I stopped for a little bit because of school. Before high school I got really into it again, but the series that got me back into it when I was a teenager was the Harry Potter series, because my mom recommended it to me, and she had been recommending it to me for years, and I finally started reading it. And I remember she had the whole collection that she left at the house. I had the whole stack, the whole series set up next to my bed, so that when I got through with one of them, I could just put the other one on the floor, pick the book up, put it in the bed with me, and continue reading for the rest of the day. That was how immersed I was in that world at the time. Question 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I would ask all of them how they managed to stay confident in themselves enough to continue on throughout the years, because I have heard of some booktubers been doing this for like 7 to 10 years, and just how do they get the motivation to continue on with that even though it seems like they aren't going anywhere, is probably what I would ask. Because sometimes I feel that way, and then I think to myself, I'm doing this for fun, I'm doing this to make other people have fun, so it really doesn't matter to me about the views and such. Hopefully we get there one day. That would be a really big goal of mine, but I'm not looking to get there anytime soon, obviously. Okay, question 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Probably trying to do videos that nobody's done before, because like I said, I'm pretty late to the game. Most of what could be done has been done, unfortunately. Trying to find some new content to do that nobody's done is probably going to be the hardest challenge for me to overcome anyways. But I keep saying I'm sorry. I had coffee earlier, so I should have more courage than this, but it's not happening. Question 8. When did you start reading? I've been reading for as long as I can remember, honestly. When I was younger, as a 4-year-old is my earliest memory of reading. But as a 4-year-old, I had this little red wagon that I would go around the house with, and I would pile my books in it and go under the kitchen table and start reading. I would just hide under the kitchen table. Well, not really hide, I just didn't want to be bothered. But I would just go under the kitchen table and just read all day. And then I had a tree house and I would go in there and read. I'm antisocial. Anyways, number 9, where do you read? I mostly read on the couch or in my childhood recliner that belonged to a family member that unfortunately passed away. I don't read in the bed much like other people do, but I just find that recliner and the couch to be super comfy, and I could just set things on my little table and just have my little hobbit hole type deal going on. Okay, question 10. What kind of books do you like to read? I mainly read thriller, horror, and fantasy. You've heard this whole channel, romance is like at the bottom, but it could get up there if I find the right one, and that's what I'm hoping to do one day. And then the last question, question 11. What does your book collection look like? It looks like a hazardous mess of chaos, honestly. Most of them were unfortunately destroyed. I'm trying to build my collection back up. The ones that aren't, they're over to the side over here. It's just a mixture of genres, mixture of authors, mixture of everything, really. Yeah, there's no really rhyme or reason to my book collection right now, but hopefully we can get it built back up to its former glory. Hopefully we can get it in the background so it doesn't just look like I'm using my husband's gaming video space, which I am. I need my own little corner. Hopefully that'll happen soon, but if it doesn't, this works for now. That is it for the Booktube Newbie Tag. Finally got to do it, so I hope you will join me for the next time. I think the next video I'll be doing is a birthday vlog because my birthday is next week. I will see you in the next one, hopefully. Hopefully you guys will be excited to join me for the next one, and I hope I have some people out there that I just bring joy to their day, and you guys bring joy to mine. See you in the next one, and cheers.